Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump is killing white America. I should clarify what I mean. Despite my deep-seated racism, I'm not talking about white genocide or something ridiculous like that. I'm talking about the death of an older 20th century idea of white American identity. I think this is a good thing. Identities are constantly changing. Being a white American means something very different from century to century, and even from decade to decade. We may be ready for a new set of identities in the United States, hopefully ones that have more to do with the content of our character than the color of our skins. Donald Trump destroys whatever he touches, and this week, it's the National Football League. People have tons of theories for the decline in NFL viewership and profit. Some say it's concerns about brain injury. Trump claims that it's because of Colin Kaepernick's tendency to take a knee during the U.S. national anthem to protest the oppression of African Americans. All these theories ignore the fact that it's a 20th century business model that hurts the NFL more than anything else. In the 21st century United States, there are fewer and fewer things that require you to be somewhere at a certain time and sit down and consume something for 3 hours while being force-fed ads. Everything's on demand now. Honestly, I'm surprised the NFL has survived as long as it has in its current form. Until Friday evening, it looked like the NFL had survived last year's national anthem controversy. Kaepernick was not signed to a team this year, and the other protests had been fading away. The NFL owners had already done what Trump requested on Friday, and American football was once again becoming safe for white fragility. Until Friday night.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a bitch off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired!
Trump brought the controversy roaring back, and this time it's quite possible that it will do lasting damage to the NFL. Instead of 2 or 3 players, we now have entire teams skipping the national anthem. Trump has imposed real costs on the NFL owners, all but one of whom is white. As aging plutocrats, the owners are also very natural Trump supporters, or at least they used to be. Turning the NFL into an arena for race politics isn't good for business. Despite the race of 80% of the players, the NFL's audience is 83% white and skews heavily Republican. A Trump boycott could seriously damage the NFL, a very old-school white America institution. Trump's input on the Confederate statue controversy has been just as bad for old-school white America. The parks of many southern cities feature statues of generals from the losing side of the U.S. Civil War. This controversy has been brewing for a while. I kind of like Baltimore's approach. They kept the statues, but they put up plaques documenting how the statues were symbols of white supremacy, which they totally are. About a month or so back, Donald Trump weighed in.
This week it's Robert E. Lee. I noticed that Stonewall Jackson's coming down. I wonder, is it George Washington next week? And is it Thomas Jefferson the week after? You know, you really do have to ask yourself, where does it stop?
So how did that go? Well, the statues are coming down across the country, including in Baltimore. Are you beginning to see a trend here? I still believe that Trump's election was in part due to economic insecurity, and he never would have been elected if the Democrats had picked a halfway decent candidate. But it's getting harder to ignore the fact that his most solid support comes from Trump's loud advocacy of an outmoded vision of white America. Ta-Nehisi Coates has famously called Trump America's first white president. While I don't agree with all of Coates' critique, I think that's definitely right. I think Donald Trump is America's first white president, but I also think he's the last. From the NFL to Southern statues to coal mining, Donald Trump is presiding over the last gasp of a whole bunch of older, whiter ideas and institutions. His presidency is actually accelerating the death of these ideas and institutions. Last November, conservatives held their nose and voted for Donald Trump because they thought he could enact their agenda. How's that going? Though I consider myself a conservative, it's hard to deny that today's Republican Party forwards an agenda that's better for wealthier white Americans. Trump's disastrous failure to lead has actually managed to drive up sympathy for left-wing ideas like socialized medicine that used to be unthinkable. In this arena as well, Trump is overseeing the death of old ideas, not their resurgence. Donald Trump isn't making his white America great again. He is speeding up its end. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. And if you'd like a free essay on a completely different topic, please sign up for my email newsletter. Thanks.